State Capitol now, and that plan we mentioned at the top of the news to address gun violence. A special Senate committee met for the first time today, tasked with discussing proposals in response to the Annunciation Church shooting. Danny Spiewak joins us now live from the Capitol. Danny?
Well, today's 3.5-hour hearing was in many ways a preview of what's to come in the special session that's likely to happen later this fall. DFL senators today said their number one priority is going to be advancing an assault weapons ban, while Republican members said they're more interested in school safety measures as well as mental health. At Monday's opening meeting of the Senate Working Group on Gun Violence, Annunciation Church parents showed up with a message.
Can you even imagine cleansing bullet wounds on your 9-year-old?
They called on Minnesota lawmakers to ban assault weapons.
And if you stand in the way of that, shame on you.
With testimony that brought both Republican and DFL senators to tears.
This is our family's new reality. I implore you, ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
DFL lawmakers say that's their top priority in a special session.
We have one of the most simplest and most effective bills coming forward.
However, it's not yet clear if the DFL even has support of all its members to ban assault weapons, and in a divided legislature, nothing can pass without Republican support.
I think we're all here wanting the same thing. We want to protect each other.
GOP Senator Jeff Howe says he'll push for increased school security.
Not only public schools, but also private schools. We need to protect them all. They're all our kids.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus supports an expansion of mental health treatment and crisis response teams during psychiatric emergencies, calling assault weapons bans ineffective.
I am less interested in bickering over what specific design feature of a firearm makes it more dangerous or less dangerous, and more interested in trying to find solutions that can identify somebody who's in crisis.
But DFL senators say the special session should only focus on gun policies, and they would not say whether they support any of the proposals Republicans have brought to the table.
We're trying to set the table for some bipartisan consensus, get some details out, get some ideas out.
Well, there are a number of other gun proposals that were brought to the table today, and other testifiers here this morning included Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, Attorney General Keith Ellison, even the Archbishop Hebda, representing the Catholic Diocese here in the Twin Cities. This meeting will happen again on Wednesday. The same group will be back here at the Capitol in the Senate building to discuss some of these proposals further. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Danny. And among those sharing powerful testimony today were the doctors who treated those young victims both at the hospital and at the scene. Kent Erdahl continues our team coverage with that story. Kent?
Julie, those who testified today included an ER physician, a trauma surgeon, and the first physician on the scene at the church that morning. Now, all three of them testified in support of regulating assault-style rifles after witnessing how the shooter's AR-15 semi-automatic rifle and high-capacity magazines inflicted maximum damage while firing off 116 shots in just over 2 minutes.
At Annunciation, I cared for a 12-year-old girl who had what looked like a very small graze wound to the top of her head, an abrasion, nothing else. But despite that bullet never entering her brain, the energy from the rifle was so powerful it caused severe bleeding in her brain, and she had to have part of her skull removed. The rifle made everything worse. It turned potentially minor wounds into life-threatening ones.
The parents of those young shooting victims shared how those injuries sustained from that rifle continue to complicate their recovery. Coming up on Breaking the News at 6:40, you'll hear from them in their own words as they made their deeply personal and emotional pleas for action.
Yeah, and it's so hard to imagine that they are still dealing with this every day. That strong bite from that mom saying, can you imagine cleaning bullet wounds from your 9-year-old? It's powerful stuff. Thank you, Kent.
Yeah.